Hey guys, in this video today, we're going to collect a bunch of Colubrid eggs. Hey y'all, Brian from MBK Reptiles here. Now, like we said, today we're going to be collecting a bunch of Colubrid eggs. So we basically saw in a previous up close video, we went through all the bins that had eggs. Well, now it's time to collect the eggs and put them into our incubation bins. Now our incubation bins are basically primarily vermiculite and water mix. So we basically just put vermiculite and water that we mix. We literally go by feel. We've been doing this for so long that we kind of know the amount and the ratio of water and vermiculite that we actually need. But throughout the process of the eggs, we do go through the eggs and make sure that the vermiculite is always humid enough. So we basically, usually by weight, we actually know if it's actually too dry or not. So until then, enough talking. Let's just pull out some eggs and see what we got. First up here, I'm just gonna go right here. We're gonna pull out some. We have an amazing, it's a very classic corn snake, good looking female. I mean, good size. She's from 2017, so this female is about 7-8 years old. Completely empty right now, so really did a good job. We're gonna pull out the bin. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. Now, I'm gonna pull out the clutch, and then we have a very beautiful clutch right here. Sometimes what I do is I look if the eggshells are actually very strong. We're gonna try something out probably. I'm gonna ask, it's rare that I do like different videos into one, but I think we're gonna add a few videos of adding on how I basically go through the process of all the eggs inside the vermiculite. But today what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put them all in here and go through the process with you guys and see what I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna remove the bins. The egg laying bins, just put them aside because we want to make sure that, that they do really well. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the little masking tape and we're going to write which female it is, because we do have a book where we'll put in all the clutches and everything that we have. So I'm just going to write what the female is right now so that I know which one it is as we're going to go through them later on. But this is very nice. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 beautiful eggs. Now sometimes when they're actually maybe a little bit stuck, I'm just going to leave them like that. But sometimes I do take them apart and make sure that I check the embryo to be on the top. But in that case, everything should relatively be good. Now in this scenario here, those were our slugs from the female that basically laid in the substrate. So we're not going to do anything with that. She still has a few more to drop, but they're all slugs. So we're going to do that and then make sure that when she comes back, everything's going to be fine. Here, for our second female, this is our Tessera opal. Now our Tessera opal, in our previous video, we saw that she basically had some egg binding issue. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna remove the good eggs. Now we do have one egg that's like half white and half like yellow, meaning that it might be like infertile, but sometimes they do fine with no issue whatsoever. So since she doesn't have an egg box, I don't need to just pull it out. I'm just gonna show you guys a little bit of that situation that we have going on right now. So this is the situation that we have. So she has an egg binding right here. What we can do is we can just basically slowly push the egg. This can help. You just have to, don't attempt this at home if you're not necessarily used to it. We are professionals. We have been doing this for a very long time. So what I do is I'm just pushing the egg slowly, and you can actually see it moving slowly down. Now, one other thing with this is that you don't want to push anything, because when it comes out, you don't want to force it. You want it to just naturally come out. You need the cloaca to like just open up by itself, and make sure to do that. This is basically just assisting the animal. Usually they actually lay the eggs by themselves, but I don't want to just do it. She seemed like she had stopped, but so far so good. Everything seems to be going really, really well. So I'm just gonna see if I'm able to just push anything. So if theoretically, if you're just pushing, her cloaca is gonna just open up as if she's having contractions. And then from that point on, then she can do that. If that first try, there's nothing that's really happening, what we can do is we do have like some needles that we can puncture and just like suck up the juice, so it actually becomes easier for the animal to come out. So from that point on, right now, currently, like I am putting some pressure. Her cloaca doesn't seem to really be pushing. Actually, here we go. So it is opening up. So what I want to see from this point on is I want to make sure that I actually see the egg, you know. So now it's just a little bit of shit that came out. So what I want to do is I don't want to push anything worse, because if I just push too hard, then I can just like push out the tube completely. So we just had a little bit of pee that came out, and it seems like if it was stuck. So what we're going to do, we're going to put in that needle, suck up all the juice, and go from that. Again, if you're not used to be doing this, go see your vet, or just leave the natural process, because most of the time it does happen naturally. So for example, I'm going to show you guys right here. We do have a female that has been egg binding. Now she has eaten even. So she has 2 eggs that are stuck, but look at this. Every day she pushes 1 more egg every time. So most of the odds are the eggs have been inside of her too long, so they won't be good. But every day she just pushes 1 back out. So we just put her in water, and that is basically it. So this was our Tessera opal female. So I'm just gonna put her back, and right here, Tess opal, and we're good. So to the next one. Perfect. So these are just things that happen. It's not, it doesn't happen very often that we have that. So what I do usually is I do keep 1 clutch per bin, but in this case, we have a Tessera blood, which was crossed here, and we have like some slugs and some possibly fertile eggs right here. So we have 4 little slugs. Actually, there's even more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 slugs, and we have 6 or 7 possibly good eggs. So we're just gonna leave that in. We took out those eggs. Gonna put her there, put this in, and go through those eggs a little bit further out. Usually the process, I do everything at once, but I want to go through it with you guys so you guys can actually see a little bit more of the process, and I basically just share whatever goes through my mind at that moment, you know. So sometimes you know, we do it good. I mean, look at this. How awesome is this? So this is a pied-side het scaleless. I mean, this is very, very cool. So this pied-side het scaleless, almost perfect clutch. I mean, look at the mom. Like, she's beautiful. She's not like heavy white, but like what an amazing mom, and she still has weight and everything. I mean, she's going to be a good candidate for a second clutch. Do we second clutch all our females? Well, like we saw, one that egg binds, never do we second clutch them. We'll just give them the year off and make sure that they are. So you see, so 1 slug, garbage is underneath you guys, so it's all good. So right here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check at the males. So I have 1, 2, 3rd male. So the male is a blood pied-side het scaleless. So we should produce some blood pied-side scaleless. Now we have another one up here that was a The head scaleless was that 2-up as well, which is a hypo-blood head scaleless for that next one. Just drop the mic. Sorry about that. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna mix both of those together, because most of the time what I do is I don't want to mix them together because it's easier for me to establish what the babies are when I know that there's only like one clutch together. But this is basically like a blood pied side scaleless clutch. Most of the heads nowadays, they basically just go in wholesale. Like I don't really like sell much of the heads because it's been scaleless has been there for a little bit of a good time right now, so there's not necessarily anything. It's more like stuff for me. And then so here I should be able to produce some like blood scaleless, some hypo blood scaleless possibly, and a bunch of different ones. So this one had like 1, 2, 3, we had like 12 eggs on that clutch, which is pretty good. So that was the blood pied side head scaleless. Now this is the really cool one. So this is basically like scaleless to scaleless, or no, that was actually a scaleless female, and it was a hypo blood het scaleless male. I mean, look at this clutch. This clutch is just perfect, and mom is not happy. Whoa. Okay, mama. Mama was like, no, I don't want you to mess with me. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna put you back, and what she wants is she wants a bath, she wants us to clean her bin, and she wants us to feed her. That's for sure. So she gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beautiful pearly whites. So really excited with that clutch. Now, back in the days when Nuran, my dad used to breed all those corns at home, and we brought the collection over here. We used to produce like not necessarily a lot of scaleless. The scaleless is really something new that we've been doing in the past like 15 years. But we used to produce like a lot of the main corns together, and we used to get like over 20 eggs, like even 30. I think we had like a record of like 43 eggs or something like that. Like it was huge clutches. Nowadays, with the scaleless, they rarely produce like much more than like 15. It's very rare that I have like a scaleless female that produces like more than 20. I've seen it, like I think I have one female do that, but most of them, they lay between 10 to 15, sometimes even a little bit less. So I'd say like maybe 7 to 15-ish that we get, you know? So we don't have necessarily a lot of massive clutches. Now, do I complain? I do not complain, because the truth is that the amount of value that there is into those, we actually don't, you know, it's actually better for us to care for only 10 animals that will collect like probably even more value than if we had 40 mouths to feed. So when it comes like baby season, there's so many animals. So I prefer dealing with, let's say like 1,000, like it's even more than that though, but like 1,000 heads than 5,000. Like, I mean, it makes a huge difference. But at the end of the day, the money is like relatively the same when we make sure that we do it right. So here is our last corn. We have our Palmetto salmon. Now this one here is a perfect clutch. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 perfect eggs from all Palmetto snow, Palmetto salmon snow. And I mean, look at this female. She's beautiful, you know? So palmettos are known to have the bug eye. Now the bug eye, the problem with that is that it's not necessarily good. Wow, this is good stuff right here. I get really excited with these things. I'll show you guys again. So right here we saw basically last year, she gave us 1 egg and 12 slugs. And here she are this year, like 12 perfect eggs. Like, so happy with that. So happy. So we have, oh yeah, this is cool. So I bred a scaleless Tessera hypo diffused with the Palmetto. So I'm going to be making some double head scaleless Palmetto, but like crossed with a bunch of different genes, which is really exciting. I'll show you guys the male. I mean, look at this male. He's amazing. And like that belly, that orange belly is stunning. So these are really like, they're not projects that are actually making much money, but they're really projects for the future. So this year is actually a future breeding projects. Like there's a lot of pairings that I've done this year that are for future projects. So really, really excited about this one. Super, super cool. So salmon snow, salmon palmetto. Wow, beautiful. So this is really, really good. Quite happy with this. So I'm just gonna put a few of the ones that we've done down. So we did like, I went and prepared all the vermiculite bins prior because I didn't want to do that all at the same time. This video is going to be long enough. And I always have things to talk about, so we're good on that level. So here, oh, this is cool. So this is another salmon snow het scaleless. This female actually bred with, I was like losing the amount of males that I had. Like I didn't have enough males, and like she was like one of the last females that I decided to pair. So I bred her with an albino testra het scaleless. But I mean, she's just beautiful. Whoop, the clutch just moved. So beautiful clutch of eggs. 2 more. And then I just basically look through. She's all good. I mean, look at this. This female's not that big. She's not as pink as some other salmon snows that I have, just because she was outcrossed with scaleless. So my goal was really to bring the salmon snow to the scaleless, and we've been making some amazing babies right here. Just make sure the mic's still on, because it did happen once. Mic had turned off. Now here we go. Come here, girl. Beautiful little one. And then here we have how many? 13 eggs. So you see, so we're not getting like massive clutches, but we're getting very, very beautiful clutches, all good eggs, which is great. Honestly, really happy with that. Now the Okati Het Scaleless Terrazzo was actually, I think she is possibly finished, but there's like maybe one egg that is like more like calcified, but it's really a dud clutch, guys. So I'm not gonna do anything with that because it's quite boring on that. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna get the, yes, I didn't think this through, but I'm gonna get the clutch from, I'm gonna get the female from the, or we're gonna go together. Let's do it together. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go right away, leave you guys here, get the clutch of the Blotch King. So from that point on, you guys just gonna have to hold on to this unorganized me. And I did pull the Blaze Blotch King Snake clutch. So I do have a bigger bin for that because there are like much more eggs. And I mean, she did a really amazing job. So I'm not a fan as much as I used to be about like Florida's Brooks blotched king snakes. I used to like really like them because they have an amazing feeding response. But one of the things for us is like, it's really the mouths. I was talking about like the corns. I like that I produce like some higher end animals, and it's not about the volume. So like we're just basically adapting ourselves. So our collection has gone through more of a higher end collection, especially with the corns and the king snakes. We're trying to get a little bit to that level. So the kings, they produce like, some of them, I like some California kings, and I try to produce like some really nice like color mutations. So I've been working on a few different things towards like in the last like 10 years. But the Blotch Kings, what happens is like the Blaze Blotch Kings are like super red as babies, but they get uglier and uglier as they get bigger. Like one of the ones that I have, like go on Google, check it out, is like albino prairie king snakes. Like as babies, they're like pink and white. They're like some of the most beautiful snakes that you could find. But as they're adult, they're just like beige, blunt color. Like it's nothing nice. I like to open my bin and be like, whoa, that's crazy. So like scaleless corns, for example, gain like they're better and better color as they age. Even some corn snakes, like you could see like our candy cane, sun-kissed lines and all that, like they just get better as they age. And that's what I want to do with some of the king snakes. So the blotch kings, the brooks, the Floridas, like they produce amazing clutches. They have awesome feeding response. But when it comes to like the actual animal itself, they're not as nice to look at and as to grow. It's really more their attitude that is like really fun. But for us, it's a little bit different on where I want to take the breeding. So we got 6 eggs right here. Got 6. I don't know if you guys can see, but they're a little bit more like yellowish. They're not like, it's not all kings that are like that, but for whichever reason these ones are. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. They're still gonna have like proper embryos in there, but it's really cool. So we have 6, we have 12, 13, 14, maybe a dud right here, and there are 2 slugs, 1 and 2. Here we go. So very, very good clutch right here of, I said 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 2 slugs. So really happy with this, and just gonna put them in here and go with that. So this is it for our blaze. Now, awesome peasy. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of going through the process of collecting eggs with me. And we're gonna basically go through, probably make another video on putting the eggs away and go from there. So eventually, I haven't showed you guys the incubator, but I think we're gonna be due for an incubator video because the incubator is actually filling up quite nicely. So leave your comment down below. Let us know how you like this type of video. If you have any questions, if you have any information, or even suggestions, you know, I love to hear all your suggestions. If you guys do certain things different way, let us know. It's really cool to read all the comments as it goes. I try to respond to some of them, but I'm not that great at that yet, but we'll get better. So thank you again for watching. Make sure you like this video, click and subscribe to our channel. If you haven't done so before, you can click the notification bell to make sure that you get the notifications when we do post new videos, which is about probably every week or so. Amy does an amazing job. I always mention Amy, which is our editor. She is great. So guys, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, no stress and keep the passion growing.